The girl returns to her room. She walks with heavy steps to her bed and sits on it. Senpai. He's so badly injured, and still, she doesn't know what happened. The boy looked as lifeless as a starving man, and his body was covered with wounds. The golden-haired girl who appeared here several days ago has not returned. From this, she can tell something has happened that can never be undone. The boy is hiding something, and the golden-haired girl will not return as a result. But such things don't matter. For her, such things are trivial. She doesn't know what happened, but it's fine as long as the boy is safe. For her, having Emiya Shiro come home is an unparalleled joy. Wait, is it cold today? She shivers and brings her hand up to her forehead. It's hot. Her body is burning up, and she has to fight to remain conscious. It must be a light cold. She rarely gets sick, but after waiting in the hallway for nearly 3 hours, it's hardly a surprise. With sluggish movements, she reaches over and turns off the light. She lets herself fall to the bed, lacking even the energy to change clothes. It's fine. This is nothing compared to what Senpai is going through. The girl recalls what she saw a few minutes ago. The wounds on his back, almost as if the flesh has been grated. The blackening bruise on his stomach. His eyes, still strong and clear in spite of his condition. Her temperature rises as she remembers. The girl pretends not to notice that it stems from the hatred she feels. Who could do such a thing? Yes, she doesn't know who did it, but she can't forgive this person. It's not temporary dislike or annoyance. He has been wounded all this time, but he has stayed beautiful. She cannot forgive anyone that hurts someone important to her. Senpai's back was amazing. She reaches out her hand in a daze. It's been a while since she last saw his naked skin so close. When they first met, he was small for a boy and was about as tall as her. But in the 2 years since then, he has grown into a man. It's different from when he collapsed from a cold. Back then, it was a cold and nothing more. Tonight, it was a body of a wounded man. Thinking about it causes her to space out. He must train without a day's rest. His body is sturdily built, without even an ounce of useless muscle. His graceful build is that of an antelope. It has the beauty of having inner strength, one that allows it to jump up precipices, but that is not apparent. His chest was broad. He was a real man. Her outstretched fingers run across the chest that is not bare. She unconsciously runs her fingers across his body. They run from his chest to the nape of his neck. Crawling across the bedsheets, her fingers travel to the lips, and her face turns bright red. Stupid me. She quickly pulls her hand back. She even turns her ears red and curls up on the bed. It shouldn't be this embarrassing, but her memory is too vivid. The feel of his skin beneath her fingertips only made her imagination more concrete. She clenches her fingers tightly. Her face, fingers, and body grow feverish. She can only think of one thing. She brings her fist up to her chest, as if embracing the sensation remaining in her fingertips. She bears the feverish heat boiling up inside her. If she lets this heat overtake her, she will not be able to stop. If that happens, even the single thought she clings to will become unthinkable. I'm sorry. The confusion and guilt towards the boy corner her even further. His wounded body, just thinking of the traces of blood on his back, makes her dizzy. The girl won't be coming back. The realization that once again, he is all hers. Many lies. The dark emotions, unthinkable for her usual self, draw her down into a darker place. as if to show her the joy awaiting her at its depths. Saying that word, she tries to shut out the dark emotions. How long will she be able to keep them out? She hugs herself hard enough to hurt her chest. The thoughts seethe inside the girl's heart. What she's truly glad about, what really relieves her, is that the boy has come back to her. Just having him back is enough. But senpai, it's not enough. Tonight made that clear. He cares for her, but he tries to protect her by keeping her away. No, senpai, I want you to be next to me. She puts her thoughts into her words. She knows it's a greedy wish. It is a wish she should never speak of, a wish that will never come true, and for that reason, I'm sorry, senpai. She repents aloud. She repents her vulgarity of being pleased that the boy was hurt. She repents that she wasted his efforts to protect her for the sake of her own delight. It must be a betrayal for someone like her to want to be with him. So she apologizes. The repentance and apology cool off her fever. She curls up in the bed, soaked with sweat. Her self-loathing awakens her from the strangely excited heat. Though her fever cools, a heavy worry remains. The wounded body. He said he intends to continue fighting, even after receiving such wounds. What should I do? Senpai's gonna get hurt even more like this. She thinks as her body sweats. It's a worry without an answer, a problem the girl cannot solve. She cannot come up with a way to stop him, even if she thinks all night. But I see. I just have to keep him from going outside. She reaches a simple answer with a calm voice. Delighted by her sudden insight, she smiles and... Right. You won't get in any more danger if you're hurt so badly that you can't walk. Whispers to herself with a sigh of relief. It is a room that smells of stone. The light is not artificial, but natural. The lamp's flame shines on the man's back and illuminates the parchment in his hand. Is that a report for the association? You certainly are a busy man, Kotomine. The voice comes from behind him without revealing its source. The man on the chair, Kotomine Kire, moves on his next task without the slightest reaction. Oh, so this is about that usurper. 57 victims with 5 dead. Is this a lot from the supervisor's perspective, Kotomine? I can't say much as of this moment. This is the first instance of large-scale unconsciousness, but there's no problem if it stays this way. Either association is aware of the necessary cleanup measures. But if it continues at this pace, huh? I do not know who is doing this, but they're being quite brazen. Have you realized, Kotomine? If nothing is done, this town will become barren of life. Kotomine does not answer. He knows what the man wants to say. The strange shadow that appeared in this town. It's only sucking up life force right now, but the amount is increasing by the day. The abnormality that first surfaced 2 days ago will exceed the regulated allowances in a few days. For the moment, it only causes dyspnea, but it should soon be enough to kill even a healthy adult male in one night. But that is needless worry. It should not be an amateur, so it should know its limits. Is that so? That worm user does not seem like it, but such a person will become a curse if you do not take care of it quickly. It is not my style to watch people in this town die. This statement takes Kotomine by surprise. This man, who does not care about anyone else, is concerned for the people. I'm surprised. What is going on, Gilgamesh? It should not be surprising. I do not like it when people are killed by someone besides me. People will lose their way with boring crime and punishment. Such pain is not entertaining at all. I see. Then you are indeed a heroic spirit. You use death to save people from the agony of life. Then your wish is death? Of course. This age is filled with meaningless, worthless people. Exterminating them will be doing them a service. His scorning voice is filled with absolute dominance and dignity. The priest does not stop his work as he listens. I see. You can use the Holy Grail if that is what you wish. It will be yours unless someone who can defeat you appears. You do not have a wish, Kotomine. I don't have a clear wish. The only thing I have is the desire for clear pleasure. I see. So you only have pleasure. The man starts laughing at the simple answer. It's as if he's delighted and proud of his partner. Alright. I shall kill because they are disgusting, and you shall kill because it is fun. Our motives are different, but we seek the same thing from the Holy Grail. That must be why you have kept me. The priest does not answer. He merely continues his work. I do not care even if you do nothing. I shall do as I please. The man's presence disappears. The priest glances at the exit of the silent stone room. He seems insane, but he is sane at the core. It seems the mud was unable to pollute his soul. King of heroes, Gilgamesh. The golden servant is the most powerful being at this point in time. The fact is accepted as truth by all. Even Kotomine, the game master himself, does not doubt it. But there are worthless things, but there are no meaningless things. Beware, King of Heroes. If there is something that will bring you defeat, it will be just that. His monologue does not reach anyone. Lit by the dim light, the priest resembles a prophet seeing into the future. Morning. When the bright sunlight wakes me, I realize my neck is stiff. My neck feels heavy because my shoulders are stiff. I probably strained my neck when I slept on my stomach. On the other hand, my back feels much better now. I don't feel any pain, so it shouldn't hinder my normal life. Crap, it's past 7. Ouch. I feel a sharp pain in my stomach. It's fine as long as I stay still, but it still hurts when I suddenly move. It's a bruise, so I bet it'll hurt for a while. But it's nothing I can't endure. It's not like it's bad enough to stop me from moving, so I should be able to act normally. I get changed and leave my room. I smell breakfast from the living room, so I bet Sakura's preparing it. Morning. Sorry I slept in. Is there anything I can still help with? Good morning, senpai. It's rare for you to sleep in. I'm sorry. It was already morning when I noticed. It can't be helped because you're injured. I went to wake you up early, but you didn't show signs of waking up. I think your body's tired. Wow, I have no memory of Sakura coming to wake me up. Not only are my shoulders stiff, but it seems my head is still asleep. Sorry, I'm gonna go wash my face. I'll be back right away. No, please take your time. I prepared breakfast by myself today, so please go wash your face. Sakura is really energetic. Well, she's making the offer. I shouldn't turn her down. Then I'll go ahead and wash my face. Yeah. I'm confident in today's miso soup, so please look forward to it. I nod and head into the hallway. Wait, something strange. I went past her without caring because she was energetic, but this is just like I hear something falling to the ground. I don't know if it's because I've heard it many times these past few days, but I realize it's the sound of someone falling. Sakura! I run back into the living room. Sakura must have been on the ground as she slowly raises her upper body. I support her staggering body. Her body is hot just like before. Her breathing is ragged and her shirt is wet with her sweat, telling me how bad her condition is. She must have come to her senses. Sakura looks at me with unfocused eyes. I told you to take your time, but you came back right away. Please hold on. I'll prepare breakfast right away. She smiles and brushes her hand. She brushes my hand off of her. It doesn't seem like she's pushing herself, but rather that she doesn't notice she's sick. Hold on, you don't have to make breakfast. Just go back to your room and lie down. You have a high fever. Huh? I have a fever? Yeah. Damn, it's really bad if you don't know it yourself. Why didn't I notice something so obvious? Even though I was depressed about Saber, there's something wrong with me if I can't care for Sakura's health. Senpai, I'm really fine. I just fell, so it's not like I'm dizzy or anything. Don't say stupid things. You have such a high fever. I don't even need a thermometer to tell that. I pull her into the living room. I have to let Sakura rest for now. I'll report to the school that she's going to be absent. Make some breakfast that's easy to digest. And for lunch, yeah, I'll ask Fujimura's old man and have one of the housekeepers come over. Where are you going, senpai? We have to eat breakfast before we go to school. Sakura still hasn't grasped the situation. All her energy must have been the result of the fever. You're not going to school. You're resting in your room today. I'll let the school know. I'm going to see Fujine in class, so I'll tell her then. I'm not going to school? Right. Who else would it be? I'm injured, but I'll be fine. There's no reason for me to stay home. Well, there's no reason for me to push myself and go to school. Because I lost Saber, I don't have such liberty. But there's something I have to do. I can't be staying in my house until I go tell Tosaka about last night. About Mato Zoken, an assassin. Anyway, you should stay home today. You're working hard every day, so you can rest once in a while. I'll come home right away after I'm done with my business. No, I'm really fine. Let's eat breakfast and go to school. This fever will go away if I do. Such a thing won't happen, you idiot. You're being absurd, Sakura. I'm not being absurd. You're the one being reckless. I'm feeling perfectly fine and you're injured. But I'm the only one staying home? That's... Whoa, Sakura. That's strange, senpai. I'm having trouble breathing. Sakura is breathing hard and is about to fall to the ground. I support her, but her body is heavy. She must not have the power to stand up, or maybe she can't stand up because her body is heavy. Either way, Sakura is so sick that she can't walk by herself, and she's the only one who thinks she's fine. You idiot. Look, I'm going to make you stay home today no matter what. I don't care if you don't like it or not, but you'll end up staying home tomorrow too if you use up extra energy. But senpai, I have to go to school. Delirious, Sakura punctuates her sentence with ragged breaths. Ignoring her, I lift her up and head to the guest room. She's already asleep when I get there, but she must still be semi-conscious. She's breathing painfully and takes a firm grip on my arm. I lay her on the bed. Oh, senpai? Her voice is vague. Sakura is staring at the ceiling, not at me. Sakura. Her ragged breathing, flushed cheeks, sweat-dampened clothes, and heaving breasts. She looks so erotic that I quickly look away. Why am I so imprudent when Sakura's sick? Crap, I guess I have to ask their housekeeper. I can't change her clothes or wipe her down. Her breathing has calmed down since she is lying down, so she should get better with some fever medicine. Once she can walk again, I can take her to the hospital and go get some medicine. Sakura, I'm going to go get someone, so sleep until then. You're familiar with Fujine's housekeeper, right? There's no reply. Her breathing still sounds painful, but it seems she's asleep. You're obstinate in weird ways, Sakura. Why do you want to go to school so bad? I'm just talking to myself. I know there won't be a reply because Sakura's asleep. Bye. I'm going to school. I step away from the bed and head to the door. Then, I want to go to school with you, senpai. I hear her answer. I turn around. Sakura is still asleep and her eyes are closed painfully. Oh, she's just talking in her sleep. I leave the guest room. On my way out. Because I have to protect senpai. She says this in feverish tones. I drop by Fujine's place on my way to school to have their housekeeper come by. I sometimes forget because Fujine is not the type to dress up, but the Fujimura is one of the nicest households around here. It has dozens of scary looking people that call themselves company employees, even though it's not even a company. Many of them live in the outbuilding, so they are a large family. So there are many housekeepers and one would be free to spare if I ask. So I get one of the emergency housekeepers who took care of my place a few times before Sakura started coming over. She's acquainted with Sakura, so I can trust her to take care of her. It's lunchtime. In accordance with our agreement, I meet up with Tosaka on the rooftop and tell her what happened last night. And the result is... Then what? Mato Zoken is Assassin's Master and he tried to kill you and not save her? Tosaka getting really angry. That's right, what's with you all of a sudden? It's not sudden. From what I heard, Zoken tried to kill you after Saber was defeated. That's strange. The process is wrong no matter how you look at it. Tosaka leans forward and glares at me. I back up a few centimeters because of her attitude, but we're sitting in our spot behind the water tower. Hey, are you listening to me, Emiya-kun? Didn't you think something was strange about what you told me? Tosaka glares at me in dissatisfaction. As if her attitude wasn't bad enough, now she's getting right in my face. This space is small, so there's no room for me to back up. I'm like a mouse in a trap. There's nowhere for me to run. What was strange? It's the priorities. Zoken didn't try to kill you even though you two were alone. It was fortunate that Assassin was able to beat Saber, but there was also a chance of Assassin's defeat. Zoken should have tried to kill you, Saber's master, as quickly as possible. Well, that's true, but maybe Zoken was confident that Assassin could beat Saber. No way. Even you could tell that Assassin was weaker, right? Then Zoken definitely wouldn't gamble like that. I bet he had a reason not to kill you. Well, I can think of 2 reasons. So 2? So that's... He didn't want to kill me? Maybe he didn't want to kill me right then. Well, I guess that's the most likely motive. I have to assume that Zoken didn't want Saber to disappear. The only negative effect of your death would be Saber's disappearance. Yeah, that's all I'm good for. Hey, why are you sulking? I'm just talking about Zoken, so don't take it too seriously. I'm not sulking. It's true. Why are you getting mad about this? I'm not mad. You're just misunderstanding me. Anyway, Zoken has something he wanted out of Saber. He probably wanted you to stay alive as a master, but with that aside, he had a reason to kill you. I'll ask again. You're sure he said that you're useless, right? I recall what happened last night. There are still uses for the daughter of Tosaka, but you are of no more use. Yeah, and he also said you're still useful. I see. I don't know why you're useless now, but that must be why he's running away from me. One of us has to die if we meet, but Zoken needs both of us to stay alive for some reason, so he's hiding from me. Tosaka ponders. Well, I told her what I need to tell her. If there's anything else I should say, it's... I can't do this myself. I need Tosaka's help. I have to decide what to do from now on. I choose to keep fighting. Mato Zoken, an assassin. The Black Shadow wandering around the town. The battle between masters over the Holy Grail. I chose to stop it even without Saber. Then it shouldn't matter how I do it. I need Tosaka's help if I don't want there to be any more victims. I lost Saber and my command saw, so I'm not a master anymore, right? Right, I forgot about that. You're not a master anymore. You have no reason to be involved in the Holy Grail War, and you're less likely to be attacked by other masters. Yeah, I only wanted the Holy Grail because Saber wanted it. I have no interest in it now that Saber's gone. I see. Then you're not going to be fighting anymore? There's no emotion in Tosaka's eyes. Her words are merely something that she must ask as a master, devoid of personal interest. This is not a question, but a warning. This is my last chance. She's providing me with the chance to back out, telling me I'll still make it if I want to withdraw. I will fight. But my mind is made up. I'll remember her consideration though. I will fight. I won't stop fighting just because I'm not a master. I chose to fight to stop the war. I see. And I guess we'll just keep our relationship. Even though we're enemies, we'll keep our truce in place until the shadow has been beaten. Tosaka suddenly smiles. She looks friendly as if something good has happened. Well, I don't care, but... Hold on. Why are we enemies? I'm not a master anymore. There's no reason for us to fight. What are you saying? Even though you lost your command spell and your servant, you're still Saber's former master. You were somehow chosen by the Holy Grail, so you have the right to obtain the Holy Grail until the very end. You're still my rival, even though you're powerless. Really? Even if I have no intention of obtaining the Holy Grail? That would depend on the situation, right? It's possible that you end up needing the Holy Grail when you're in a situation where you can obtain it, and you inevitably use it. Unselfish people are affected by other people because they are unselfish. You're thinking too much, Tosaka. Even if I end up needing the Holy Grail, that doesn't mean I can obtain it. It's just a what if, but the possibility is there. That's why I'm saying we're enemies, and that's why Magi that aren't masters anymore run to the church. Even without their servants, there's still obstacles to other masters. Keep that in mind and watch out. It's not just Zoken that wants to kill you. I appreciate the warning, but... I don't like having Tosaka as an enemy. Why the difficult face? We're already enemies. Is there a problem with that? Yeah, this means I can't I can't ask for your help after all. Huh? She freezes. She looks at me as if she's seen a ghost. Why do you need my help? Because I can't do this by myself. Ending the Holy Grail means defeating other masters, but I don't have the power to do so. I know it looks pitiful, but I don't care about that. I only have a few options, and I think this is the best thing I can do. That's why I can't be enemies with you. I need you as an ally. Hey, are you sane, Emiya-kun? I am. I'm too weak to fight alongside you, so I could end up weighing you down. I can't offer you anything in return, so there's nothing in it for you if you help me. Yeah, cooperation like this isn't usually possible. So you do understand. Equivalent exchange is standard for Magi. Just like you say, I can't lend something to someone with no money, and I can't help someone who can't afford to help me in return. You know that's for your own good too, right? I gave you advice because we had a truce, but it's different matter if we're actually allies. If that were the case, we'd have to share the reward too. I know, I'm asking you anyway, even knowing that. Please help me, Tosaka. I'll pay you back for this as long as I'm alive. As long as you're alive? I'm fully aware that I'm only a burden on her, but Tosaka is the most reliable person I know, and I can trust her to do no wrong, even if she obtains the Holy Grail. So Tosaka is the only one I can see winning, and the only one I'm willing to cooperate with. Let me hear your answer. I look at her straight on. It's obvious, right? Even if I team up with someone who's not a master, I said I can't help you even if you ask me like that. First of all, this is like a real contract. And Tosaka looks down once and... Geez, alright. Then here are the terms for our agreement. She glares at me. What do you mean by terms? Terms are terms. This is a legitimate contract, so I'll consider it if you can promise me what I'm going to ask you. Tosaka, I've already told you. I have nothing I can give back to you. Just listen to me. Alright, I'll listen. Okay, here's the first one. I don't mind cooperating, but will you do as I tell you? Will you obey me no matter what I tell you to do during the battle? Yes. Then here's the second question. Can you trust me like I'll be trusting you? Will you stay on my side no matter how ugly things get? Yes. I see. So you will give me your absolute obedience. Tosaka says something dangerous with an evil smile. That seems to be the final question, but... no way. I'll admit your instructions are better as a magus, but I'm sure you make mistakes once in a while. If you say something ridiculous, I can't just obey you. I'll protest if I think you're wrong. That's what it means to cooperate, right? Of course. I can't cooperate with you unless that's the case. I tend to do things my own way, so I need someone to act as my brakes. It'll be helpful if you could take that role. Huh? I'm a bit disappointed. I expected disagreeing to spark an argument, but Tosaka is nodding in satisfaction. Then here's the last question. I'll help you as much as I can if it's something I can do and you can't do. But can you do the same even in the opposite case? Something I can do that you can't do? Is there such a thing? Is it possible that she can't cook and needs my help? Hey, come on and answer since this is the most important question. Yes or no, quick. It will help me out if you can give me a specific example. Geez, I'm asking if you'll let me win or not. She says with her cheeks blushing, as if she's sulking. It looks childish, completely unlike Tosaka. But, yeah. I'll let you win since I'm cooperating with you. I promise. It's actually really cute. Then we'll meet at the front gate after school. You're going to have club activities at my place starting today. Club activities at your place? Yep, we're cooperating, so I need to teach you how to fight by yourself, right? Well, I know from what I've already seen that you're an amateur, so you'll be working overtime every day. Well, I don't mind, and that's actually helpful. But is that starting today? Of course, I have to figure out your ability and determine our plan from tonight on. You'll be going home late, so it's no problem since you live alone, right? Well, that's true, but how do you know that, Tosaka? I thought so because there wasn't anyone at your house when I treated your wound before. Anyway, that's how it's going to be, so you just have to wait for me at the front gate. Tosaka waves goodbye and runs off. It's Friday today. Classes run to the 6th period and we'll be going home after 3 o'clock. This is bad. I told Sakura I'd be coming home early, but I can't cancel Tosaka's proposal on the very first day. I feel bad for Sakura, but I'll go with Tosaka for today. Well, she isn't a devil, so she might let me go home early if I tell her about Sakura, right?